Hello everyone, it's Ira. I hope everything is well seen in the camera, and I am going on to show the beginning of yesterday's project. It's how to use pressed plants for decorations. So this is what it looks like what we did yesterday. As you see, some glass of frosty effect, and that's why it was so important to have it glossy, not matte. I don't know whether you see it or not. It looks really beautiful. I added some glitter there, and not all of them are dried, completely dried. It's been probably around 24 hours since I started making those, and as I told, it was bulk. As you see, I made a lot. Some of them are still not dried completely. I added some micro beads, as you can see, some glitter, some seeds. This one is not yet dried, and many more. Okay, probably, oh, this is one of my favorites. You see, they are still drying, that's why they are still sticky a little bit. I will show it later when it's completely dry, but just as is, I find them pretty beautiful. Well, let's say there are some more. This one is with a very thick layer of medium, and it still will take some time to dry. Well, today I wanted to show what else can be done to decorate these beauties furthermore. You don't have to, but you can. As I told last time, I will only show 2 of those, and the rest will be done behind the scenes. And next time I will show you, maybe next time you see these pieces will be either the pictures in my Instagram and Facebook, or the journal itself where I add them. So what we will need for today's work, first of all, nice cover. By nice, for your nice, any top, any cover for your surfaces, because we are going to work with pretty destructive medium. By destructive, I mean that it gets inside any surface immediately, and it's almost impossible to get rid of it. I am going to use this plastic thing and mat, table mat, and some lace, which turned out to be half synthetic. I tried to dye it in green, and you see what I got. But the media I'm going to use today will definitely stay here. So I will stain them. I will use this fabric as, to wipe something, or to put the colored picture on, decorated picture on it, to keep the excess of liquid. And this also will be used to wipe, to it as kind of a wiping thing, yeah, but as well I hope it will keep all these necessary colors, and we will get a beautiful pattern in the end. And the most important part is this. It's an assortment of alcohol ink by different makes. Most of them are, some of them are Tim Holtz, some of them from Poland, from other countries, different colors, whichever you have. Then I have Patina by Ranger. It creates, I like making drops with them. Patina is usually used for decorating the iron and metal and other surfaces, but I hardly ever do it now, and I just use it for my plastic. And this bottle is just alcohol, strong alcohol, about 70 degrees or something. You can do without it, but then your patterns, it's necessary to use to create some leaking effect. Otherwise, alcohol ink will just stain your surfaces and never flow. And these rubber gloves, it's a must because as I said, it's a pretty dirty business. Yep. Let's get started. So first, I will start with this beauty. I will probably show 2 of those, and that'll be enough. Which surface to take? You can take either. I probably will do one on one side and the second on both sides. And the first thing you need to do is to spray it a little bit with this alcohol. That's enough. And then we start. Let's say I want to take mustard. Up. Here we go. Just a drop here. And let it leak. And a drop here. And let it leak and let it flow. As there is no texture on this side, as you see, it's just leaking the way down, and that's all. You can create more effect if you add more. Okay, more alcohol. It dries out pretty quickly, but as you see here, you only can see something as a background. And let's add some copper. This one, no, I probably won't make this. It's too noisy. This one is trumpet flower. It also has nice, you know, kind of... Oh, no, don't tell me. Maybe just evaporated. This is what happens when you don't use your stuff for long. Maybe let's do it this way. Let's see if it flows. Because looks like... No, it's dried. Oh, no problem. Let's take something else. I have another nice one, which is plum. I believe it will go here quite nice as well. It's pretty dark, and I see they're thickening, probably drying. Yep. I must say that I haven't used this for a long time. And voila, I believe I can do the same with this and do it like that. If you have access somewhere, you always can move it somewhere else, like this and this. And as it gets to the more textured surface, you move it sideways, different ways, out and about, and you see how it flows and follows. Remember, I told you that I want some texture on the top. That's why. Because this liquid gets into the cracks and creates nice effects. Okay. It might take some time, and it can be pretty relaxing if you don't hurry, definitely. So, and as for this, I believe that's the time to use this wipe and add somewhere else. Yep. So that's enough with that side. Just give it a little bit of a backside look. And I think we can do something to this this side. What color do you think will be most proper? To my mind, to match this copper, I think this, it's called copper as well, but it's any metallic color, it needs some shaking before you start using them, in fact. So the same process again, spritzing it with some alcohol. You will need pretty much, in fact, for all this bulk things I have, and let it leak and let it flow. Just the way. It's not necessary to do it on the flowers. You can do it on the sides, and it will go nicely all around. Actually, you don't have to do it at all. You can leave it as is, like just a transparent thing. But I wanted to give it more interest, more color. I think I want this one to go more. I hope you see everything I'm doing, because when I'm doing, I'm not focusing on my camera for sure. Okay. Sometimes you have to keep it pretty long, especially if the alcohol ink is as, let's say, thick as mine. I believe fresh inks shouldn't be so thick, but mine is so far from fresh. Like, it's been years since I bought them, and I definitely will have to probably use up most of them today. They won't survive another summer, that's for sure. And you don't have to pick only to one color. Just this one, let's say, the rest will be more moderate, but this one is kind of a simpler, where I want to show which effects can be created. So here I'm using it, this ink against just, it's not the flower itself, it's not the leaf itself, it's just the zones covered with this gel medium, used as a glue. Sometimes when I need, I can use my glove. In fact, you can use your finger to move the colors wherever you need. And I think that this looks pretty lonely and unfinished in terms of composition. This is what happens when you add some ink against the dry surface. I mean with no alcohol inks, with no alcohol. It just flows very slowly, it doesn't leak too much, but now that's just the effect I want, because I just want to have some kind of very moderate, maybe this way a little bit, make a wider stream. Yep. And so this way, turning it around, you can create different effects. Okay. So that's it. These drops that you have at the end, they won't go anymore, they won't move. I see that they are stuck. When they dry, they will just create a slightly darker surface. That's the back side. You can add something. I'm not gonna add anything else. And let's put it aside. Again, it's just a sampler. I would add some more, probably drops here. I just see it needs some connection. Mingling of colors and composition. Okay. This time I definitely will add some alcohol. Okay, it gets better. and this way. Yeah, this dark, bright, pretty bright and pretty autumn-like composition. So let's put it aside to dry, the way it dries, and come back to this. This one will be decorated only on one side, the side with the gel. After that, it'll have to dry even more because the gel itself will become more sticky after being covered with all this medium, and generally the effect as well. You see, I have added here the zones with gel, and I would like to highlight them with gel without the picture. I would like to highlight them. I highlighted them with glitter, and here I'd highlight them with alcohol inks and something else. I'll show you what, probably. Yes, first we need alcohol ink, as you see, as it's inevitable, but just we'll pick different colors. So we already have brown here, and I think this time I'll pick some green color. I have something like light green, not sure about how light it is. Oh, come on. Nothing looks working today. I used it, but so long ago it doesn't go. No, not gonna. That's a sign. Let's pick this. Real green, it says. I hope this will go. Okay, yes, this works. Yep. And here we are. It's really green. So probably a couple of drops. First of all, here. Oh, I like it drops better. You see the effect? This one is much younger. I mean, I bought it not so long ago. And you immediately see the difference. It flows better. It's not that thick. And it's much easier to work with it. Yep. Let's add it to this texture. More of it. So, and then I'm creating some kind of a green puddle here. Okay. And letting it go inside all the cracks, which is nice. Yes, it's going the way I want it to go. Let me add one more droplet. Okay, if you don't like, if it's getting too much, you can wipe it. As you see, it's like moving the previous color, the brown one. Okay, and let's add it to this half of the leaf. Yeps, I think this one, I like it better. Yes. Okay. And what else can I add here? Just to add to this part, I want to highlight it as well. Oh, it will leak even more. I think a little bit of copper again will go pretty nice, because it has some copper glitter inside. Up. Let it go, let it go. Oh, you see different other colors. You see the green and now all the brown colors. It's leaking a little bit. I don't mind. So the more it leaks, the more interesting it looks. But this is what you get when you let things flow. Go with the flow. Definitely, this is it. This is finally what they mean when they go with the flow. They go this way. So I like this effect more. and I'll put it aside to dry. The sides, as you see, the sides can go pretty somehow. You can see some I know leftover of media or something. You always, if you want, if you need it, you always can clean it with the same alcohol, strong alcohol. Okay, and one more to follow probably. This one is a nice one. It's just a tiny beauty with red micro beads. I hope you can see. Let's do what I want to do. Let me tell you. First of all, I want to decorate the stem zone, but at the same time I want to show how I use patina. Let's cover it with this again. And I have red. I haven't, but I think it will be too much. Oh, which color shall I take? It's interesting. I wonder. I used to have some straw. Let's take mustard. Probably. And then add some green. Yep, mustard. Let it leak sideways. And some green to the same mustard, just to create this hopefully merging effect. Not very much. I mean, this green is moving the colors. It doesn't mingle. It's moving the colors. Let's see how it gets. Yes, it's nice. Well, now when it's dry, I cannot do it now. Well, I will do it now just to show you. But when it's dry, it's better to do when it's dry. You can use patina, because in fact patina has a very interesting effect. It gets kind of a drop. You get kind of a drop like this. And as it's now covered with alcohol, it's leaking. But when it's completely dry, it's not. It just keeps this surface. Here it will leak. I don't mind. It will just create another effect. But if we take some other point, some other piece, let's take Lily of the Valley. Yeah, this one. It's not covered, and probably I won't add any other colors, but these nice droplets. This. I believe you can use any media if you have any white thick media. I will use many. Yeah, it can be liquid pearls as well, or something. I use this because it's very, very attractive. And the same is for this nice green color. You also can add, if it works, definitely, because who knows, maybe it's already clogged as well. This way, come on, this way, and that way. Yep, I believe that's enough. Okay, I wonder if you can see it against these surfaces. I'll show it closer. Well, let's put it aside to dry, and let's see what we have here in the end. So that was the first, so it's dry now. If you want, you can clean something or add something, or now you can fix it somehow in your journal, use it as part of the cover, any side, this side or that side, or it can be used as a beginning of a mixed media project or continuation of a mixed media project. But again, it should be kept in dry place for a day probably, so that it doesn't stick to the surfaces when you put it inside your journal. Okay, same here. As you see, it's half ready. Now it just needs some drying. Here it's absolutely the original leaf. It has no nothing inside, so you can see the original. If you want, you can decorate the same from this side as well, create all the effects. And this one, it's not dry even closest, because it's been covered, it was covered with some alcohol. That's why these drops are not dry and they are leaking. That's one of the effects. And as for this lily of the valley, it will also take some time to dry. These droplets are pretty thick. I hope you find it useful. I will post the final result when I complete all of the decorations. In the end, I will prefer not to add anything in most of my things, but probably this one I just wanted to show all the ways and tricks. I'm not sure whether they turned out nice or not, but this one is perfect for autumn. I begin for my autumn journal. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Next video, I know what I show. I will show them in the final result in the following video, when I'm planning to show another case or another way how to use pressed plants and create some mixed media composition as part of the book page or journal page. And then I probably show some of these, the final versions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you saw everything, because I wasn't controlling the camera. And that's it. Bye bye.